Previously on Death by the Fox. The problem must be in your pants. Welcome back, my dudes, to Katawa Shoujo. Today we are joined by Censor Rabbit, or Cat. He says welcome back as well. He also says to subscribe and leave a like, because we love this channel. Okay, go away, Censor Rabbit. No one likes you. Okay, so, where were we? Ah, yes. In the last video, let's do this. The sound of an alarm pulls me out of a fitful slumber and into the unpleasant state of wakefulness. I linger under the blanket for a few minutes, gathering energy to rise up while making excuses as for why I already haven't. Honestly, I wouldn't mind staying here at all for all day. School is surprisingly exhausting after a long pause, and the culture shock still hasn't faded, I think. Still, despite getting an impression that skipping class is easy here, I don't think they're going to let me get away that easy. And the nurse is bound to keep breathing down my neck with all the talk of exercising as well. So eventually I do rise up and swallow the morning medication and put on my old soccer clothing. Thanks to my condition, I was exempted from taking part in gym classes at Yamaku, so I didn't really get issued with a gym outfit. I'd order some to cover such a contingency, but wearing my old soccer clothes is kind of nostalgic. I can't use them for that anymore, so maybe they can get a new life this way, a bit like me. After all, if I'm going to start taking care of myself, I can't afford to slack around. I'll just start from the basics. Let's see. Basics which include keeping the rest of my body in shape along with what little I can do to strengthen my heart. Maybe I can go back to something approaching a normal life, at least something where I'm less likely to fall over dead at any minute. I'm surprised to discover that I'm not the only person present at the track. Not just that, but it's a face I've seen before. The prosthetic-legged girl who bowled me over in the hallway yesterday is running on the track lithely, like a half-mechanical gazelle. What was her name again? It was a short one, but I can't remember. She seems to be running laps at a somewhat easy lope, her prosthetic legs clacking rhythmically on the hard track surface. I wonder what reason she has for running this early in the morning. Maybe it's something akin to mine, and the nurse is oppressing the poor girl to jog just like he is oppressing me. I certainly wouldn't be here if it weren't for my health, and this is prompting me to do so. And even with things being like they are, it's only because I wanted to get it out of the way very early. The fact that I wouldn't be less likely to encounter someone who would witness my pitiful attempts to get in shape was merely a happy accident. But I'd leave, but it seems that my former assailant noticed me on her last lap. She waves at me cheerfully and jogs over. Good morning! Your name is Hisao, right? She grins, seemingly pleased that she'd remembered my name. You may not remember me. Emmy. I knocked you over in the hall yesterday. Miss Azaki. She intimidates Misha, imitating Shizune, failing to get the same kind of subdued lilt into her high-pitched voice. How could I forget such a blunt introduction? Emmy has the decency to look vaguely apologetic for a moment before giggling. Yeah, sorry about that again. Well, so long as you don't make a habit of it, I suppose I'll be fine. Great. I'm not sure she realized I was joking. So the spy consultant the nurse was talking about, is that actually you? That's right. Oh. I was expecting someone from the nursing staff, to be honest. What are you saying? I don't look like a spy? No, this is more like a relief. I was afraid he would have someone to watch my every move. Unless you're here to do exactly that. No, I'm here for my own reasons. The nurse just asked me if I had seen a messy-haired transfer student who looks like he's kind of lost around the track. So, why are you down here? Emmy strikes a dramatic pose. Training! For what? Track. Ah, I see you're on the track team then? Emmy nods enthusiastically. Yep, I'm one of the better runners too. And modest about it too. Hey, you should join up. It's good exercise, you know. I think that much activity is probably out of the question for me. No, I'm not even sure that I really like running all that much. Plus, I'm just not into organized sports, you know. It's true, I've never been really gotten that much into soccer. I mean, I'd run around with my friends and all, but that was really the only reason I ever played. My phone is going off in the background, excuse me, but I'm too lazy to go get up and turn it off. It wasn't for the glory to be found on the field, that's for sure. Emmy seems to understand my reasoning. I see. Not that into the whole organization thing. But now that you're here, I guess we're going to run together, huh? What? Sure, I guess. And he seems pleased. Are you going to warm up? Real men don't warm up. Bullshit. Okay. I don't know if y'all know this, but I do weightlifting for cosplay stuff, like, because I've one, because it's a great way to stay in shape, and two, because I'm cosplaying as Bane and Kylo Ren, and I don't know if you know this, but Tom Hardy and Adam Driver both have really big freaking arms and really big traps, so yes, you should always warm up. It gets the blood flowing, and it keeps you from getting muscle cramps, and it keeps you from being sore. So remember, warm up! Oh no, you should always warm up. Bad Hisao. She scolds me enthusiastically, but then smiles and leans closer. Are you hitting on me? Ma'am, I need to ask you to back the fuck off. I'm a man. Don't tell me what to do. Well, wait, that's sexist. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. I hate warming up too. She laughed suddenly. Heck, and I don't even have to stretch my legs. I like you already. As if to confirm her statement, she bounces up and down a couple of times, giving a passing impression of standing on a pair of springs. Her leg blades seem to be quite elastic. Let's go! So we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see that she wasn't lying about being good at running. I'm gonna go turn off my phone real quick. 30 notifications later, and I'm back. Alright, so we both take off around the track, and I can immediately see that she wasn't lying about being good at running. Emmy moves fluidly, throwing herself into the run with a sort of wild abandon. I find myself concentrating more on running properly. Hands spread, right? And something about hitting on the balls of your feet rather than the heels. Don't hit your balls! I try to match my stride to Emmy's, but it's pretty difficult. Apparently I'm not very good at it. Maybe Emmy could help me with that sometime. I'm really not feeling up to more than a couple of laps today and slow to a walk pretty quickly. You're dying, dude. Emmy keeps running and she doesn't seem to notice I've stopped until she passes me a second time. She quickly skids to a halt, breathing steadily in contrast to my own somewhat gasping demeanor. Finished already? I hang my head ruefully. Yeah, I'm not in very good shape right now. Emmy nods and then grins at me again. She seems to do a lot of smiling. That's nice. Well, the important thing is you started, right? Next time, you just have to try to hold out longer, and then longer, and eventually, you'll be great. I'll keep that in mind. But I think right now, I'm gonna go get ready for class. Shouldn't you? Emmy shrugs unconcernedly. Nah, I've got plenty of time. I notice that she's not wearing a watch. Are you sure? Another careless shrug. Not really, but I've got to finish my routine. See you later, Hisao. Yeah, see ya. I'm not sure whether this morning experiment was a success or a failure, but I'll admit that I do feel slightly good about getting out there this morning. And like Emmy said, I just need to keep at it in order to get better, right? Practice makes perfect, or something like that. It's nice at least to feel like I've taken some semblance of control over my own health. I'll have to try to keep this up. I head back to the dorms and wash and change into my uniform, trying to resist the urge to take a really long and hot shower. I'm tired from all the running, so I just want to unwind, but I don't want to break my slowly building routine of getting out to school before the morning rush. After taking a long shower anyways, I dry myself off and get out of the stall to put on my clothes. How come the nurse gets the sexy porn music, but when we're in the shower, we don't get the sexy porn music? What's going on here? I call shenanigans. I declare shenanigans. Wait, we don't have the budget for sexy porn music? What do you mean? Okay, fine. Out of nowhere, a shadow appears within the mist, looming and radiating malicious intent. It bursts through the fog. Sup? Okay. Censor Rabbit, I need your help. Censor Rabbit, just cover that up. Thank you. Sup? What are you doing here? What the hell? You scared me. What's your problem? I should be asking you that. I've been looking for you all over the place, man. What do you mean, all over the place? I want to ask if he's been looking for me like that, stark naked, but I hold my tongue. I finally realize I'm still naked too, and I quickly hold my shirt up in front of me, but Kenji doesn't seem to notice a thing. His glasses are fogged up, but then why doesn't he wipe them off? Is his vision so bad it's like he's perpetually seeing through a fog? You know your room, and yeah, that's it. Hey, I mean, I still have to get up though. Whatever, it's not important. Can I borrow some money? He puts an innocent face and looks away, trying very hard to look very casual. It doesn't work. He's as transparent as his window pane besides glasses. Talking neutrally, like this, wearing nothing, feels awkward. Actually, somehow it's even more awkward to be naked in front of someone when they can't see me being naked. To say nothing about the fact that he's naked as well. I try to brush the feeling off with a little success. Money? Yeah, sure. Awesome! Wait, why do you need it? Can't you just give it to me because I had the goodwill not to run through your pockets while you were in the shower? I could have, but I exercised restraint. In the end, isn't that the thought that counts? Come on, be a pal. Okay, that's not how being a friend works. You don't give people money because they didn't steal it from you. That's mean. This makes no sense. If it's the thought that counts, I should withhold payment since his thoughts were so clearly impure and his intentions are probably even more sinister since he can't tell me what they are. I say as much to him. I'm offended, man, but if that is your game, then fine. I guess I have no choice. I want to order a pizza and I already have most of the cost of the pizza. I need your help for the rest. I get some of that pizza too, right? No. Are you serious? Yeah, I would give you some, but you have class and I don't have time, and you don't have time to eat a pizza. What about you? I'm not going to class. I have to wait for the pizza and pay the guy and then eat it. It's not easy. You have to obtain the pizza stealthily. If you don't, everyone will see you in the pizza. And they will ask for a slice. It's a hard world out there and everyone wants a piece and you're left pizzaless in an unforgiving world. It's happened before. That's how I know. Every day I plan my vengeance so that when the people who wronged me order a pizza, I will be there ever for the chance. Kenji strikes the mad pose completely without irony. But yeah, I only need like 400 yen. Please, you're my only hope. I can't go outside and buy my own pizza. It's too far. I try not to go out unless it's absolutely necessary. And let me tell you what happened the last time I went out without carefully planning it out in advance. I was outside. I can't remember what I was doing. Something standing, maybe wondering how I got here. And then out of nowhere, it happened. Like a flash of lightning splitting the sky, like how you split a sandwich into 2 equal pieces and make it more manageable to hold and eat. A bird crapped on my head. A bird crapped on my head out of nowhere. Dun, dun, dun. It was the second most shocking moment of my life. What was the first? He ignores me and keeps going. I want to grab him and shake him. Is he just trying to keep momentum? I'll go with that, even if it's more likely he just didn't hear me. It was like in the openings of some kind of anime show. You know how there's always a part where the main dude is fighting his rival and they fly at each other and clash swords and it's like a big dramatic colored auras and zooms? It's like that, but with poo. Okay. So yeah, I need some money, please. Don't leave me hanging, man. I only need like 1,000 yen. I thought it was 400. Okay. What? I'll pay you back, I swear. You better. That's what it means to borrow stuff. I don't know when I'll be able to pay you back. You have 1 week. Ah! Kenji winces and makes noises like a dying cow. A particularly disturbing fact given that his baton is conducting freely. His baton is conducting. It's an elephant truck or a windmill. Dude, I love this. I fucking love this game, man. You're not supposed to be so tight-assed about money between brothers in arms, man. Men have it bad enough as it is. Do you know that male porn stars only make about 1/2 of what female porn stars make? That doesn't mean anything unless you're a porn star. So maybe I am a porn star on the side struggling to make ends meet as I fight the feminist agenda. You can't even spot me, your crumbs, man. You bastard. Nobody understands. Nobody. Wouldn't feminists be against pornography in the first place? This feminist agenda stuff again? This stuff is important, man. I can see that you don't give a shit, but this is serious here. Feminists are a dangerous enemy. Make no mistake, you take them lightly and you'll wake up in the morning with a knife in your back. Bam! Out of nowhere. How do you wake up in the morning if someone stabbed you in your sleep? Women are terrible at stabbing things. Women are terrible at stabbing things. I thought you just said don't take them lightly. Well, I mean, don't take them lightly for the big things. Individually, they're not a threat. But if there was some kind of war, like a big war with men on one side and the feminist forces on the other side, it'd be pretty ugly. And that day will come when the feminists come out of their central top secret worldwide feminist headquarters and say, "It's on now, motherfucker!" You're being ridiculous. There's no big worldwide feminist headquarters building. Where would they even hide that? I mean, it'd have to be massive. You couldn't hide that on Earth. Someone would notice a big fortress with women only on it. Who said it was on Earth? I turn away from Kenji and start practicing frowning faces in the mirror so that I can figure out what kind of frown will best express my emotions. He can't see me from the distance anyway, which unfortunately means that he keeps on ranting without any regard for sense or sensibility. Yeah, there's a war going on. A war not many know about, but it's a great one that will one day boil over and encompass all of the known world. Then we'll have to pick sides, and we will then have to make a stand. In fact, it's happening right now. Sensor Rabbit is not impressed. Imagine it, the bloody battlefield, a vicious conflict without end. I almost gave up when I thought this cause was silly. Then I grew tired of the bleakness of our fight. When I mistook the time the power went out for a feminist raid, and then I thought the end was near. Then I realized that if I gave up, it would all be over. And I was like, whoa! And then I knew I had to get serious, because I am the last sane man in an insane world. It's about duty. Must be a pretty crappy movement if it all hinges on one naked guy renting in a bathroom to another naked guy. So can I have the money? He's blocking the way out. It's getting cold because I'm still naked, and I want to go to class, so I agree to spot him the money. Awesome. Thanks, dude. We should go bowling later on. Nico, it's your cousin Roman. Let's go bowling. Bowling? Yeah, it's the ultimate sport. There are almost no women bowlers either, making it also the manliest sport. Should I wear my pink bowling shirt with matching shoes or pastel green with flower accents? There are bowling clothes. Maybe. Anyway, you had better pay me back. I can pay you back in stuff, right? I don't have time to ask him to elaborate on what that means. I don't know. Let's get to class. You're kind of in the way. Oh, sorry, yeah, I don't want to hold you up, and I have some stuff to do myself. The time has come. The time for what? I just like saying that. Okay, now the time has really come. For what? I have to use the bathroom. Get out of it. I'm just going to. And what does that mean? It's a big bathroom. So I have to be alone or I can't go. The pressure. Okay, what if someone else comes in? I'll think of something. I give him my practice frown. It looks kind of silly reflected in his glasses. He either doesn't notice or doesn't see. Anyway, so I get dressed and run back to my room, feeling as though an eternity has passed since I woke up. That is time I will never get back. I'll get him for this somehow. But right now, I have to get to class. I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, sitting here alone for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. The combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk. Rubbing my forehead, I realize this is a good reason as I need to stay up for now and stop coming to class so early later. I eventually hear tapping noise outside in the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, so she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant as if she was a vampire who can't come in, unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome out there. She steps in on her own accord, though, after straightening her skirt and shirt collar as if it was important to look prim when entering our classroom. Excuse me. She calls into the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silent might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it. Good morning, Lily. Hisao, good morning. I didn't hear you come in. I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely if I were to tell her too big a lie now, it would sink me. Well, I was already here. I was just asleep until now. Oh, have you seen Hanako by any chance? Nah, she seems to come in only just before the bell rings, or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you? No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on my way here. I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should. Punctuality is a good thing. Well, I think so anyways. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon, and today is the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and any other official paperwork. It could be that everyone is trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that's why it's so quiet today. Oh god, that made me jump. Hi. Misha pops into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch. Hi, Hichan. Hi. Look, it's the class representative. Hello. Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha's or Shizune's use of the word look. Good morning. Of course, you're not the representative of this class, right? I'm not. Lily seems a little more guarded in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realized that Lily might actually not know Shizune is present. She's trying to detect whether or not she is to know who she's talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the one that actually talks. Damn, how complicated. I decided to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything else. You're here early, Shizune. You were here even earlier than us. Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird though, that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true, I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk. The festival is coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in their project budget reports for their events, even the first years. First years, except for you. There's still time to hand it in, isn't there? Today, the deadline is today. You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I'd have had all of your necessary paperwork days ago, but someone had to say, the deadline, please extend it. Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task, and a week is too small of a time frame to expect the whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Oh wow, everyone's kind of pissy. Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class event, handling the same matter for every class in the school, and then some? The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she really is getting into her role. Lily looks like she's very amused, though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, Hisao, it's all right. Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. If this is about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I've forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then, can I have it, please? Shizune, she might not have it on her hand at this exact moment. It's not here right now. I have asked 2 students to take care of it for me, students from my class. She emphasized the last sentence, much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council. I guess word must have gotten around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better. It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something that you should just be delegating away as class rep. It's your job to be on top of things. This thing is disregard for proper procedure and is just terrible. They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to hiccups and give it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay. Although Misha misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't. She seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Lily, don't they live here at the school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect the enjoyment of their entire class? Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing fiercely, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal, cheerful tone. The result is interesting and somewhat surreal. And what's with that attitude? I said it's not something you should be delegating away. Are you the class representative, or aren't you? Tell me the names of those 2 students and they should have your job if you can't even handle something this simple yourself. One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of. Lily's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she's doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettled she is coming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing that Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is. Of course, you can do so much, class rep. It must be so difficult being you. Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clear and understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without a hint of sarcasm, which they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other. That much is clear. But this seems a little much, and it seems like Lily has had enough and is already ready to push back. Oh. Oh my. I was actually just discussing the budget report, but before you came by, you must be very talented to have finished all of your student council duties so quickly. You can track me down to make sure I don't forget my own. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself. I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. We're going to do a Bane voice for this. Let me finish my tea first. I have a big enough mug for this, too, to do it.
You're right. The difference between us is like heaven and hell.
And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent. The air between them ripples with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore. Even though Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation. Hee-chan, don't you slack off either. What are you talking about? Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hee-chan? You are, aren't you? Then, I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person. I don't understand why Shizune is dragging me into this. So, yeah. So, I'm gonna say don't drag me into this. I've done my part. I carried all your shit. Hey, why am I being dragged into this? Again? I've done more than enough. I think. Okay, so is that the right answer? Boom. If you're angry with Lily, then that has nothing to do with me. Now wait just a second. Are you implying the president is more right in scolding me than yourself? Ah, damn. I think I could have worded that better. No, I don't know about that. I mean, but... What are you saying, Hee-chan? It's just that I hardly think it's fair. You can say that, seeing as how I've helped you guys. The mood has changed. This is like a showdown between two gunfighters now. I was like that before too, but this time Shizune's focus is on me. And so is Lily's, though she keeps quiet. I'm afraid I inadvertently pissed everyone off. Are you saying I'm wrong? What a dangerous situation. It's too early with you guys. Yes, I think it's unfair of you to get on my case. Hee-chan, you want too much, but you have a point. Okay, you're not lazy, Hee-chan. Ha 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 ha. Shizune pushes her glasses up with her thumb, almost approvingly. We're gonna bone, Shizune. Definitely. That's good. If you're not useless, you shouldn't let anyone say you are. But the next time I say it, it'll be because you really are disappointing me like Miss Class Rep here. So next time, don't let this go to your head. Lily takes the jab silently, a venomous visage forming on her face. Class Rep, C-chan says. Don't forget that report, please. I won't. Wow, would that be all? Yep. Then good day to all of you. And here's some middle fingers. Her voice would cut the air of the classroom in half if it was more tangible. Lily leaves the room understandably in a bad mood, but still managing to be as pissed and calm as usual. Or as poised. Shizune, you really did go a little too far today. It's true, C-chan. Just a little. If I had been expecting Shizune to grudgingly admit that I have a point there as well, I think I was expecting too much. She doesn't respond. Ha, C-chan thinks you should mind your own business. Hee-chan, we have a few last-minute things to take care of before class. We might be late, so can you please cover for us? Yeah, sure. Perfect, yay, okay. Thanks, Hee-chan. They walk outside, even though there are only 10 minutes left before the bell will ring, signaling the start of class. Hanako doesn't come back to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely in the back of the classroom. It's so sad. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison. I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. We've been covering the same amount of pages each day, so reading ahead is more or less giving myself a preview of what tomorrow's lesson will be about. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows and rows of equations taken directly from the book. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on a blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. Let's see, this would have been in 2009, right? I believe my school went back in 2009. Our school already had smart boards, and this is Japan, so they're already eons ahead of us. So they wouldn't have chalkboards here. They would have smart boards already. I am disappointed that there's chalk on this board and not a smart board, because that would just make it much easier, and you wouldn't have to spend as much time. It would be more efficient of teaching. Rhythmic class. Okay, we already got that. I started to copy down the equations just to pass the time, not noticing Misha's head poking over my shoulder until she was almost on top of me. What are you doing? I try to strike a balance between being quiet enough not to draw attention to myself, but loud enough to draw hers. What are you doing, Ki-chan? Panic shoots through me as Misha starts talking at her normal volume, and I sputter out a hasty reply, still keeping my voice down despite the fact that she just blew any hopes of being discreet I may have had. I'm copying down that stuff. What are you doing? Why are you so loud? Oh, really? That's all in the book. That's why no one else is copying it down. I know. Why are you so loud? Why are you so quiet, Hichan? It's hard to hear you. I look around to see if anyone is noticing our conversation. It's pretty obvious that everyone has, even the teacher. Shizune smiles coyly, and I start to wonder if Misha is doing this because she told her to. Is it because of what happened between her and Lily earlier? This is what I get for trying to be responsible, for trying to take the middle path. Shizune is way too prideful, although by now I should have known to expect that behavior from her. Why are you doing this? Huh? Misha is totally oblivious to the awkward stare the teacher is giving both of us while trying to balance her textbook on one finger. For a brief second, it looks as if things could get ugly, but the teacher simply looks away, as if it's not worth the trouble. She's trying to balance a textbook on her finger. Dude, Misha lifts. Imagine the hand strength on that girl. If she can hold up a fucking textbook, man. Do you know how heavy math textbooks are? They're heavy. Okay, and she's holding it up with a freaking finger. Oh my goodness, man. I guess this is a good thing. I slumped back in my seat in relief. I finished my tea and now I'm thirsty. The rest of the day passes by eventfully, and this time I'm able to appreciate that it does. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyways, so I don't have to deal with crowding in the hallways. I noticed Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune's signing is so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. Watching! 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 Sword hands! Misha's trying to desperately keep up, but it's clear she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. Probably way over my head. Not just that, but Shizune seems angry, although it could just probably be her normal severity making it appear so. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters, and on top of that, she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired. She's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished and the girls sit down in their seats again. I'm so tired. She's hanging with her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. Festival preparations must be tough for you. Indeed, the people in this school seem to be taking the festival very seriously. Whenever I see people idling around before and after classes, they're always talking about their plans for it. It's kind of neat to see everyone being so enthusiastic about it. Just a bug that flew by my face. It is February. It is too early for bugs. What is this? I'm probably the only one who doesn't have something to do. Shizune starts signing at me and Misha perks up, looking at her hands with slightly unfocused eyes. She signs with harsh, heavy, dramatic strokes. Misha translates her signing into speech for me. She does it so well it's almost like Shizune is actually speaking, transmitting her thoughts directly through Misha. Well, we're in the student council, so we're pretty busy. Sarcasm. Huh? The tone of Shizune's actions make me think she is speaking with disdain, but Misha interprets it normally, replacing whatever intent may have been there with her own chipper twist on things. It's still disorienting. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. Never mind. How could I forget, with you two trying to get me to join at least twice a day? But Hichan, Some could say that work is too much. It'd be nice if students were to show a little more support for their leaders, some appreciation to the ones who are working so hard to make it possible. Maybe, for example, a little help. That's asking too much, is it? Yup. How help would be appreciated from students like you, bitch. If students would show their dedication and school spirit and offer some help, well, I wouldn't exactly need it. But I wouldn't necessarily refuse it, so it'd be nice if someone would. Oh, hello. I look over my shoulder and I see Hanako peering timidly into the classroom, most of her body hidden behind the door. Hey, playing delinquent again. Hanako blushes hard at Misha's straightforward jab, even if it only was in jest. Me thinks she has some serious issues here, and I don't think poking at it would be a good idea. She doesn't seem to have like the dark sense of humor that Rin does, so I don't think burning her would be the appropriate response here, considering the fact that she already looks like she's been burned. Shizune stares at her probingly, causing Hanako to look down and start backing away to the point where only her fingers can be seen wrapped nervously around the edge of the door. Maybe she is showing her dislike of Hanako by associating her dislike of Lily. It appears so, and Hanako probably knows it as well. They seem to have momentarily forgotten about trying to get me to stay for the rest of the day. What is it, Hanako? Has Lily been here? Sorry, Satao's not here. She came by in the morning, though. Hanako keeps looking uneasily at Shizune, who stares back at her with her usual studying gaze. What is she trying to do? Of course Shizune isn't going to look away, and she's intimidating enough as it is, so I can only imagine how terrified Hanako would be. Man, I feel so bad for Hanako, man. I had friends like that, and oh my goodness, social situations is not good for them. It's a little funny, though, watching Hanako's reaction to Shizune's normal behavior. This is what happens when two people of different extremes meet, it seems. Do you know where she is? If she has any sense in her head, she's in her classroom working on their festival project, but who knows where that woman is loitering at. She might be slacking off somewhere. What a useless woman. Hanako nods quickly and retreats with haste, obviously to avoid any further contact with Shizune. Unfortunately, that turns their attention back to me. But Hichan is not useless, right? Right? He said so himself. Wahahaha. I can see where this is going, and I do not want any part of it, nor after that experience yesterday. Well, good luck with your preparations. I start packing my bed, ready to make a break for the exit. Unfortunately, I'm all the way on the other side of the room. The short distance to the doorway makes it seem like a vast no-man's land to me right now. Shizune and Misha both start maneuvering slowly in front of me, cutting off my route of escape in an unsettling, cautious way that makes me think of ship-to-ship combat. I think Hichan is saying that you should help us, Hichan. Gee, I wouldn't know. She's so subtle. But that's the intent, so please, I can't keep up, and we actually have to build stalls for the festivals. Almost all of them by ourselves. Can you believe that? Hammering boards together over and over and over again for hours? It's really hard. Giggity. I'm so used to it. I was doing swing motions in class, and I didn't even know it. She bangs her desks a few times, imitating hammer blows. I swear I'm friends with this person in real life. It's so repetitive, I can't stand it. And yesterday, I actually hammered all the boards on top of each other. It was just a stack of boards all nailed together, and then I had to take it apart and do it all over again. And I got yelled at and laughed at. Oh wait, I do know this person. It's me. So? She clams a hand down on my shoulder and grins, quickly running her tongue across her teeth mischievously. I feel like she would run her tongue across her lips, not her teeth. I only run my tongue across my teeth if I have something stuck in my braces. Do you have any plans for today, Hichan? I wonder if you do. Sure, I have plans. Really? You're going to help us, right? I notice her hands are moving constantly. She's signing everything we both say so that Shizune can understand. Shizune is being somewhat quiet today. Is she still angry? Well, probably, at least. I can see it in her eyes, but this could also just be another way of trying to guilt me into lending her a hand. I have to find a way out of this. Hey, I should go now to the library, homework. I should get going, shouldn't I? I have to be diligent because I'm a new student and all, and I have to make a good first impression, right? Yeah. See you later, then. I turn to bolt for the door, but Shizune is blocking my path, her arms crossed over her chest and a stern expression on her face. She wags a finger tauntingly and begins to signing to Misha with the manner of a squad leader giving directions to his fellow soldiers. It didn't seem like you were in any rush to get out to the library, He-chan. That's right, C-chan. It does seem like he was possibly going to slack off for the rest of the day. Ha ha ha, wah ha ha, you're surrounded. This music is so pretty. Let's go to the student council room. She lets out a chuckle and then breaks into laughter. I'm sorry, He-chan. I feel bad, but this works out for everyone, right? Right. That's right, C-chan. Yes, that's a good point, too. Yes, this is beneficial to everyone. It solves all of our problems. Yeah, I also thought he'd be more appreciative of our efforts. They pull themselves closer as if about to pounce. Hey guys, 2-on-1 isn't very fair, is it? She keeps looking forward, impassive, then gives a sinister smile. Oh my god, I've had my headphones on for almost 3 hours here now, and my head hurts. I gotta fix my headphones. Come on, we have a lot of work to do. Let's go to the student council room. Gee, I don't know. Misha laughs. Deja vu? Unfortunately. She chortles before letting out another laugh. Ha 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 ha. You know my horoscope said it'd be a good day for me today. And now that you're going to help? Shizune signs quickly to her. Right. I mean, now that you've decided to help us out completely of your own free will, I'll be able to take it easy now. Lucky, huh? I open my mouth to say something, but then realize there's no point. I refocus on trying to think of a way out of this. No, their actions are clearly deliberate. There's no sense in attempting to reason with them. You can't reason with a madman. I frown, and they don't even notice my discontent, further proving my suspicions. They seem pretty relaxed now, and I guess they think they've already won. So they're letting their guard down. Big mistake. That's kind of arrogant. They pass forward in front of me as they move through the doorway. And I stealthily walk backwards back into the classroom as they step into the hallway, turning towards the stairwell. I let out a sigh of relief and quickly pack the rest of my stuff so I can make my escape. The classroom door slams shut. That wasn't very nice there. You really got us good, didn't he, C-chan? Right. What was that about? I thought you said you'd help us. And then you bailed on us, and you thought you would get away with it, didn't you? The indignant expression vanishes as she begins to laugh hysterically, calming down only after an aggravated look from Shizune. Oh, yeah, you thought you could get away with it, but a criminal always returns to the scene of the crime. I didn't even leave. No, wait, I didn't even agree to help in the first place. Not very bright, are you, criminal? Thinking you can just shirk your duties like that? Hello, He-chan. I'm a criminal? What did I do? What's the charge? What am I guilty of? That's for the courts to decide, criminal. I don't think we have to tell you that. Besides, you're the criminal here. You know what you did. Have you ever read The Trial by Kafka? No, what's that, He-chan? What does that have to do with this? I read it a few months ago. It's about these people who run a kangaroo court on a guy who just wants to live his life. They refuse to leave him alone. He can't fight the power. He-chan, what does that have to do with anything? Hey, what does that mean? She turns her back to me after signing back and forth for a lengthy amount of time. You know we're both a little disappointed in you. You've let us down, Hisao. Dropped the ball. Left us hanging and out in the cold. Is that any way to treat a person? To run away from your responsibilities? To abandon your comrades? We think you owed it to us to honor your commitment. What? I didn't commit to anything. My breathing catches in my throat and I momentarily start choking. That's not true, He-chan. You said you're not useless. You definitely said it. Yes, definitely. We're all calling you out on those words now. You better prepare to show you are not a useless guy. Your honor will be soiled forever if you try to get out of this. So for the rest of the day, we're going to hang out together, just the three of us, and work hard. You can't fool us. You should be happy. You're doing your school a great service, and ask not what your school can do for you, but what you can do for your school. Okay, John F. Kennedy. Wait, was that Kennedy who said that? Or Roosevelt? I don't remember. I'm a horrible American. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. How depressing. Cheer up, He-chan. She slaps me hard across the back with enough strength to knock the air out of my lungs. I gasp to breathe. Besides, aren't you happy you get to spend the day with 2 cute girls? Ha ha ha. I guess they are right. I did blurt those words out. Accepting my fate, I follow them to the student council room. And hammer the final nail into the final stall. And it took all afternoon and dinner. Time is nearly over, but it is done now. Shizune pulls out a roll of measuring tape and a small level and inspects it thoroughly. She smiles, looking pleased, then motions for Misha to come over. She says you did a very good job. In fact, you might actually have a gift for this. Wow, I'm impressed too. That was fast. Have you done this before? No, never. Never before, and I never will again. Well, our quota for the day is 6 stalls in a few minutes, and Shi-chan should finish this one. That means 4 more to go. We're making good time, she says. Isn't this great fun? Okay. What? I could think of a million things I'd rather do, but I suppose everyone has to do their share for the festival, even me. You're both lucky that I'm helping you two out. If I really didn't want to, I could have gotten out of it easily. Really, He-chan? Wahaha. Si-chan thinks you're just running your mouth. Japanese people have no fight or flight reflex, Si-chan. Shizune tenses her fingers deviously. Definitely, definitely, definitely. If you really wanted to escape, you would have taken immediate action. That is how you know someone is serious. When they have no doubts, no regrets. Maybe it was a bad idea to tell you that, since now He-chan knows what to do next time. But the fact that she is alright with telling me this shows me that she doubts I'll be able to act on it. That only makes me want to do it more. I almost want the opportunity to do so, to arise again, but if it happens, she might get me somehow. Si-chan says she's happy now. I didn't realize Si-chan was capable of feeling emotions. Much, much later in the evening, we are looking at 6 completed stalls. With the pride of a job well done, we sit back and admire the fruits of our labor, not sharing a word between us, just admiring. I realize I'm feeling quite thirsty. Hey, isn't there a vending machine out in the hall? They're on all day, right? Yeah, the drinks are very cheap too. We usually get something from there on days like this. I dig around in my pocket and I find a single 100 yen coin. Is this enough? I'm feeling kind of thirsty. 100 yen? You can get any drink in the machine with that. That's good. That's very good then. Oh, wait a second. What is it, Si-chan? Do you want him to get you a drink too? Ha ha ha. He-chan, you really helped us out today. So I mean Si-chan will treat you. Hey, what about me? What would you like? I'm feeling thirsty myself. So am I. I don't know. Anything's fine. I guess the melon soda. Hey, wait, Si-chan, I also want a drink. Aww. You know, it's times like that I think she's just teasing me. That's probably it. I'm sure she'll get you something, right? Yeah, she usually does, but you never know. Heh. Shizune comes back with 2 melon sodas and a can of fruit juice. She hands me one of the sodas, the other to Misha. Thanks, Si-chan. I had total faith that you'd get me one. I knew I could count on you. Wahahaha. But how did you know that this was what I wanted? I usually get something else. What? You knew I'd want to try it and that I like these kinds of childish things? Ha ha ha. Ha. I gesture my thanks to Shizune, who smiles and nods. Hey, He-chan. Yes? We've been spending a lot of time together already in such a short time. We've done so much. We should both stop beating around the bush. What I'm trying to say is, sounds a lot like she's going to ask me out, but that can't be it. Nevertheless, my heart is beating like a jackhammer. Damn, this reminds me of another similar scene earlier this year. I try to say something, but my brains can't decide whether to stop her or to tell her to continue. I feel myself blushing all the way to the ears. What I'm trying to say is, would you like to join the student council? Oh, what a disappointment. Did you think she wanted to ask you out, He-chan? I feel very embarrassed right now, and I can feel myself getting even redder in the face. Shizune also tries to hide a blush after Misha translates, and then puts a few sheets of paper in front of me. So how about it? All the paperwork is right here. And you are sitting down anyways. You look very at home here. Drinks and everything. What do you say? She quiets down a little and asks again a little more solemnly. Hichan, what do you say? You don't exactly hate this, right? I'm more than a little surprised by the sudden change of tone. I don't really know how to react to it. For one thing, she isn't shouting uproariously with no regard for tact. Before, I'm sure she already knew that I was going to say no. This time, she seems actually serious. I think maybe you should join, not just because we could use your help, but, well, you're hanging out with us anyways. I think C-chan would like it if you would join us as well. It's not like you hate us or anything, right? It wouldn't hurt if you joined, and I'd appreciate it if you would. She seems to be having a hard time getting her words out, which is strange for someone talkative like Misha. For some reason, I'm almost troubled by it. My eyes just over to Shizune, who stares back at me tentatively, absent-mindedly cleaning her fingernails. If you don't want to join, I promise we won't ask again, but if you did, we would be really happy. Both Shizune and Misha seem to be unable to look me in the eye. I can't lie, the thought of being around two such cute girls is something that I couldn't possibly pass up. I'm not looking forward to this kind of work every day, but there should be less after the festival. At least I hope so. Alright, I guess it can't hurt, so why the hell not? Wonderful, wonderful. Ugh. Shizune tensed her fingers in satisfaction. She'll fill everything out, Hichan. Congratulations, you are an official member of the student council now. Great. I'm not looking forward to a lot of work. To be honest, I've never done any student council activities before. But maybe it'll be a positive experience. Misha starts to clap, laughing exuberantly as she does. Congratulations, Hichan. Congratulations. 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 I get the message. Uh-oh, we had a record loop break there. I can't help but smile finding such a display childishly cute. The student council is always busy now, but for today, we're done. See you tomorrow, Hichan. We still have work left, so we'll be counting on you. I leave the room feeling totally wiped out. The grounds are totally deserted, and the school looks pretty ominous this late. The council office is the only window without lights on anymore. So, this is what the student council office will be like. My body might not be able to take it. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy's bound to rat on me if I don't show up. It's not all that bad. And we will see you in the next video. Enjoy, everyone. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to see more, please let me know. Peace!